So children are taken because they resemble dolls in a collection.
I wanted it to be about the girls that were abducted, to focus on them. But for the screenplay, I needed to bring in a duality story of the FBI and the mothers looking for the girls. There's even a point where one of them dies and you don't see it, you hear it. And I think that's worse.
My next guest is a storyteller in every sense of the word. She's been writing since she was 12 years old, building her craft over decades, not overnight and not by accident. From running businesses and raising a family to writing late at night, early mornings, whenever she could really find time, because for her, writing was never optional. It was always there. She worked across short stories, novels, poetry, and then made the jump into screenwriting, learning the craft through trial and error and persistence. Her work has now been recognized across the US and internationally. Here to tell us about her latest project, The Dollkeeper, please welcome Diane Sismour. Diane.
Hi, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for being here. It's so lovely to catch up.
That was a great intro. I loved it.
Oh, thank you. Very kind. Now, you've been writing since you were 12 years old.
Mm-hmm. A long time.
Well, tell us about that. So, as a child, was that your passion, or was it a hobby, or?
When I used to live in New Jersey until I was 12, and then moved to Pennsylvania, and it was a completely different lifestyle. I've always been a big reader, and that was my jump into writing. Writing helped me get through the new school, get through adolescence. It really helped a lot. And then the characters were built by the people that I met here, and my family. We had a horse farm, so we traveled all across the country. So I had so many characters to pull from all of these people that I've met.
Wow. And you've said previously about finding some of your old schoolwork and seeing your writing voice was already there. When you look back at that now, did you always know there was something you'd come back to seriously?
Like I said, I've always been a reader, and once I started writing, I couldn't stop. So it's just a part of me. I don't know if I dreamed of getting this far with it back then.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. But it is truly something I'm passionate about. I could not imagine not writing.
So when you were, because you were obviously running businesses, you were raising a family, was it always there? Was it something you were thinking about constantly? Were there stories and characters, or were you pulling from what you were doing at the time and saying, "Oh, there's Bob. He does, I don't know, the FedEx. He's a great character because he's got, whatever it may be."
I switched to writing a lot of short stories during when the kids were younger, because they obviously took up a lot of time. And each business that I've had demanded different things from me. So I became a very late night writer after all the businesses were closed for the day, and I can concentrate, and the kids were quiet, and everything was done. That to me, midnight to 3 a.m. is my sweet spot.
Whoa. Okay, so midnight to 3 a.m. How old were the kids at the time?
Oh, let's see. They were born in 1981 and 83. So I was writing when they were little. When they started to get into sports, that was a lot of running around. But it was, let's see, so that would have been in the 90s when I really dug into my craft and pursued it.
You must have been exhausted. Like I know from 12 till 3 writing, and then you've got to get up with the kids, get them ready for school, like, and then you're doing your own work, running businesses and whatever else it may be. Like, when did you sleep?
Not very often. I do have a problem sleeping.
And is it just writing? Because do you have other creative outlets you use, or is it purely storytelling that you're focused towards?
Oh, if I see a project I want to do, anything creative, cooking, even, interior decorating, uh, outside gardening, you name it. It's
Uh,
you'll see my hand in all of it.
so you've said earlier you worked across short stories, novels, poetry, screenwriting. Where do you think you feel most at home creatively in all of those?
Ooh, that's hard to say. I will always love to write short fiction. Um,
Mhm.
because there's nothing like getting right into the meat of the story and bringing that character through to the end. But I do adore writing screenplays. So I am adapting some of my short fiction into screenplays because I have some novellas that will work perfectly. And
Yeah,
that's how the Hallkeeper came to be.
oh, we're definitely going to get to that. And you've talked about writing linearly, starting at the beginning and then discovering the ending as you go. What does that process give you in terms of planning? That must be quite perplexing if you're discovering it as you go.
Um, I usually start with a situation or a phrase that I hear, something that gives me an inkling of the story, and I'll write until I know the character, and then I'll figure out what I can possibly do to them at the end of the story, to, and then write to a couple different points. But the beginning is, yeah, I like to write my character first and get to know them a little bit. But since I've written so long, so many years, um, I do jump in pretty quickly now.
Do you have any preferences? Because we said you were going professionally since the 90s. So was that computer, paper? Were you using a typewriter back in the day? Like, what was the
I
tool of choice?
I used to use paper a lot because it was always on hand. We had a glorified word processor, an old Commodore little computer, and that worked. Um, but then laptops came, or the big desktops came into being, and we dove in with that. I do love a laptop though; it's so convenient.
uh, let's talk about the doll keeper. Now, I heard you describe the moment it began, driving from to job site, seeing repeat Amber Alerts. What
Mhm.
was the exact spark for that story?
Um, there were Amber Alerts that the girls looked the same age, similar size, different ethnicities.
Hmm.
And this had been going on for a few months on the way to a job site. And I got home and I put some stuff in my attic, and my daughter's doll collection was up there. And she collected the Barbie dolls, the holiday one. So um, it just sparked the idea. Like I said, it doesn't take much. And um, I wanted it to be about the girls that were abducted, to focus on them. But for the screenplay, I needed to bring in a duality story of the FBI and the mothers looking for the girls. So it really came around full circle for me. I couldn't be more happy with the results.
Oh, I'm a big scaredy cat, so horror just like honestly, I have to watch a lot of horror movies because people
Oh,
send me screeners, and man, I'm the kind of guy who's 3 in the afternoon on a Sunday hiding behind the couch trying to get through something. So
well, this is more of a very dark psychological thriller. There's horrific things that happen. It's more dread than gore. Um, we're trying to keep the focus on the girls and not. There's there's even a point where one of them dies and you don't see it, you hear it. And to me, I think that's worse. So
Oh,
it's got like a slow burn. This kind of brings you back to like the 90s or the 80s, the 80s movies where they had more of a slow burn and build to the end.
the concept itself is incredibly unsettling. So children are taken because they resemble dolls in a collection.
Hmm.
Man, that's some psychological tension going on there. Like,
It is. Well, they have to also try to find them once they realize that it's about a doll collection. They realize the girls might still be alive until the end of the series. So there's there's a ticking clock going there, which puts it in the thriller
oh.
category.
And one thing that stands out is the antagonist. She doesn't see herself as a villain.
Mm-mm, not at all.
So,
Not at all. She thinks she's collecting friends to have tea parties. She's brutal though. I can't wait to see which actress does does this character because it is going to be amazing, an amazing point.
so you're at the point you've secured funding for it now, and you've got some key people attached and momentum building.
We have some funding. We still need more. I do have my key personnel. Jason Noto is my director. Um, Jose Zambrano Costella is my cinematographer, and uh, my line producer, my um, production designer are all in. But we're very excited about this. They've been uh, looking forward to this starting since August. So we're still
Man,
looking for funding and collaboration. And yeah, anybody out there wants to get in on a really good thing.
yeah, no, we will put the link right down there. We'll put it right down there. We'll put the link so people can see. If you send me the link, that's where the link will appear, and people can see if they want to get involved and assist with the funding.
Great, that would be wonderful.
So, what's your ideal for it? Is it that it would be a series, or is it that it would be a movie? What would you like to see it?
This is a feature film, but we have
Yep.
a part two and a part three also. So we're building a franchise. There's going to be
Wow.
merchandising involved. Um, we really are putting our heads together to come up with new concepts for marketing. Um, I think we have some great ideas that I haven't seen yet. So I'm not going to tell you right now because I don't want anybody else to use them.
Keep the secrets. Now, Diane, we have a tradition on this show where we do a fast fire question quiz. Are you up for the fast fire question quiz?
Sure, so long as I don't have to name any names.
No names. No names. All right, let me grab the quiz. All right. Coffee or tea?
T,
Early bird or night owl? I think we know the answer to this.
definitely a night owl.
City life or quiet escape?
Quiet escape.
Book or movie?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I love a good book, but I really love a good movie. Book.
Ooh. You see, the thing is, the question of book or movie, every time you talk to someone about a good movie, they always refer to, oh, but it missed this out from the book, or it wasn't as good as the book. So I agree with the book. Biggest inspiration growing up?
Hmm. My dad.
Ah, was he a writer?
Nope, he was a horse rider. He was
Oh, of course.
a horse whisperer.
Wow, that must have been fun. So you got to ride horses growing up, like.
Oh yeah, I rode all around the nation. We were. I was asked to be in the Olympics in the equestrian team. But I was already, back then, you couldn't be making money in that profession, and I was already making money at 15. So,
Oh man, that sucks.
mhm,
Could have been an Olympic medalist.
mhm.
One habit you wish you'd started earlier.
Ooh, believing in myself.
Ah, did you have a lot of self-doubt?
Mm, I think most creatives have self-doubt.
Yeah, I agree. One habit you wish you'd quit sooner.
Doubting that I could make this happen.
Best advice you've ever received.
Never give up.
Oof, it's a good one. A moment that changed everything.
The first, the first award given to the Doll Keeper, it won for Best Feature at WRPN International Film Festival. It went across genres, and which is unusual for a genre movie. So I was very excited about that. And since then, it's just been climbing. Um, it's won 5 or 6, I think 6 different festivals. Um, most of them for Best Feature. So again, across genres. And we are, let's see, we are finaling in Berlin, um, in India. Well, Liverpool is coming up, so I haven't heard about that one yet. Canada,
Wow.
all around, all across the country as well.
What did you do with the dolls? So you said you saw the dolls in your daughter's room. Have you still got them or
No,
no?
no, I cleaned out the attic.
Oh, it's interesting. One thing. So you said they were Barbies and they were holiday Barbies kind of
Hmm.
style. Because most dolls that you think of that are scary are generally the porcelain dolls with those weird eyes that just kind of stare through you. But
Yeah,
Barbies, you don't generally associate in the same way.
no, I think it was just the connection, like
Yeah,
seeing them spark the idea. Now, this is about um, collectible dolls, like the 20-inch ceramic dolls, the doll
yeah.
keepers.
Okay, okay.
Kind of
Just
like,
checking. The ones that do freak you out and stare through your soul when you look at them.
yes, that.
Have you ever been to someone's house and seen a bunch of dolls like that since you wrote it and just thought, "Holy shit, this guy"?
Not since I wrote it, but there were a few places that I've seen them, like they would have dolls made to look like their kids, their children, and it's freaky. So,
Oh, getting scared just was listening. Um, right. Next question. Uh, Something people would be surprised to learn about you.
um, I rode on an elevator, on the top of an elevator for 7 flights.
Rode on the top outside on. Okay, we're gonna have to hear that story, Diane. Why were you outside on the top of an elevator?
But one of my businesses was commercial janitorial cleaning, and we did a lot of construction, and the elevator shaft had windows. So I had to clean the windows on the inside of the elevator shaft. So we had
Wow.
an operator operating the elevator. There was a painter there too. We were both working at the same time, trying not to get paint on my windows, and I'm trying not to smear his paint. It's terrible. But there were two elevator shafts, and it was like a race against time because it was starting to get dark, and uh, the contractor said there is no overtime on this job. I'm like, okay. It was hard.
Wow. So if you went all the way up to the top, like, is the ceiling low enough, like that you'd have still had room, or would you have been squashed if they weren't careful?
No, there's room at the top, and there's also room at the bottom because I had to clean down there
Ah.
too. Underneath the elevator, there's these giant rubber stoppers that are easily 4 or 5 feet tall. And yeah, it was one of the strangest things I've ever done.
It's very cool. I've never met anyone who's ridden an elevator like that before. If you could have a dinner with anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh my God. I think
See,
Edgar
I broke
Allan
the
Poe.
rule. I said I wouldn't ask you to name someone, and I've just asked
I
you to
know.
name someone. So,
Edgar Allan Poe, I think, would have been interesting.
so when we last spoke with Diane, we got into the story behind the Dollkeeper, where it came from, how it was built. Unfortunately, we then suffered some technical difficulties. So it's about a month and a half later, and we're picking up from where we left off. So that's what the gap is and the cut is, and that's where we are right now. So welcome back, Diane, and sorry about the technical difficulties.
I'm so happy to be back to finish this up.
It's so great to see you again. So when we last spoke, the Dollkeeper had moved from an idea into an award-winning screenplay and was starting to build some real momentum. So where are we now?
We had first funding, yay. And we're reaching out to investors and collaborators, larger studios, and also branding collaborators, because we do have some merchandising with this that's going to be totally sick. I'm so excited. Like, I don't want to give it away because we have some really incredible things to do for the screenings at festivals and the premieres in different large cities.
So for anyone who doesn't know, what does first funding mean?
First funding is somebody taking that giant leap into believing in us. And
Nice.
so happy that we have people that do believe in the story and want to see it succeed.
So what does that mean now? So first funding's great. How there's still more funding, obviously, for this to continue on. And we're going to put a link here for people to be able to see and to be able to go to for the seed. But there's more funding required for this to keep progressing and to keep going through. What does that look like? So, like are we looking that in the next 12 months? You'd hope that would be going through.
Oh, I hope so. I was hoping to be able to get production underway before the end of the year. So, but things would really the stars would have to align. The stars, the planets, the everything. So we're hoping things pick up now that it's won more festivals internationally to prove itself, and also we're going to start doing an outreach to actors and get our casting director online and see what we can do with that.
So what else have you been up to since we last spoke?
Oh, director's notes on screenplay. Working on The Dollkeeper Part 2, which I'm really excited about because I made some changes to the original screenplay to make things adapt really well. So kind of exciting seeing all of it materialize.
And what else can we look forward to? So the Dollkeeper Part 2, that sounds super exciting. Is there anything else we can look forward to coming out in the near future?
I have a short story in an anthology with incredible horror writers. Jonathan Mabry, and here I am going blank on names again. But the two of the biggest horror writers, they are getting Lifetime Achievement Awards at StokerCon in June, and I am in an anthology with them for one of my stories. So that is called Tiki Horror, and Tiki Horror is tropical vacation horror. All kinds of things can happen. I do have another short story anthology coming out, I believe in June, and that's a 20th anniversary anthology for the Bethlehem Writers Group. That's called Celebration. And I am hoping to get my short story collection together before the end of the year as well, and finish the novel for The Dollkeeper, because I do have two publishers interested in it.
What's it like getting together with so many other horror writers? I can't, because I'm a big scaredy cat. We've discussed that before. So I can't imagine where people's discussions or minds are going when they're all together and they're talking about horror stories or horror ideas. That must just be like scary.
Nah, they're actually the sweetest people you'll ever want to meet. They put all of
Oh.
their bad thoughts down on paper, and they're just truly wonderful people. I they're definitely my tribe. So,
That's all you can hope to find in life is your tribe.
hmm
Oh, so Diane, where would you like your details to go? Up, down, left, right? We're going to put your details on the screen as the seed funding, how people can get in touch with you, how can they find out what you're doing. So you tell me where it is and I'll put it on the screen.
up top would be great.
Up top. There you go. So for all of Diane's details, we will put them there so you can get involved with the seed funding. You can find out what Diane's got going on in the future and you can stay tuned. Diane, it's such a pleasure to see you again. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and finish this with us. It's really appreciated. And I look forward to telling everyone your story.
Thank you so much for having me back. We'll have to do this again later. Thank you.
Oh, when this comes out, I absolutely want to get you back on and do this again. That would be amazing.